All right, so still on AI, but let's talk about another Goliath, and that is NVIDIA, who just, I continue to be sort of bewildered here. So they announced their financial results for the third quarter and managed to send the stock market into a temporary tizzy, not because they didn't hit their numbers, they did, not because they didn't beat their numbers, they did, but because they didn't crush their numbers. They showed, I think it was, I don't know, I've lost it, 80% growth or something instead of 95% growth or whatever it was, right? It was not, they didn't like destroy the numbers like they had been. And so it sent the market into this temporary tizzy. And it just like, I just think people are so upside down on how they look at NVIDIA right now.
Yeah, and so when we talked about NVIDIA, I guess last week, I dogged them a little bit because their price to earnings ratio was around 65, 70, like basically, just this gigantic number. But last quarter, they brought in $19 billion in profit. Like this isn't revenue. This isn't this, top line stuff where 98% of the money is going to pay for stuff. They pulled in $19 billion in pure profit. Like put that at a run rate through 12 months, which I think is probably likely given the current demand for AI infrastructure. And that price to earnings ratio goes down a lot now to like 40, which is still high, but starts getting in the range of
More
normal
normal.
stocks. So we're starting to talk about Nvidia actually coming like back to normal economic rules. And people don't know what to do with that. It's like, what do you do with a company that makes $20 billion a quarter? Like, I don't even know how to estimate what that means. That they have the kind of the same problem that Apple has. Like, Apple's stock is a lot lower than most stocks would be that have similar success because of the scale. People just can't imagine how can you make more money than that.
So I think it'll be a parlor game for a while to see with each of their quarterly releases. But clearly, if nothing else, to your point, not only is it a profitable space, and they have managed to defend it, right? I mean, we've
Hmm.
talked a lot about AMD and of course Intel and others, and nobody has really made a dent in them clearly. Um, and yet we still see attempts, and we didn't pull this particular article, but I forgot who it was now, but well, we'll talk about Anthropic here in a second. But somebody else just made it a deal and was backing somebody else. So it's like people keep trying to move away from NVIDIA to try to reduce the reliance, and we're not seeing that. But I guess
Yeah.
we should maybe we'll
Mhm.
talk a little bit out of order here from what we originally planned because.